Hi there, this is Cheran from Texturejunkies, and this is for the Makers Creative Collab hosted by PM Artist Studio. And the sort of collaboration for this month is Accordion to Me. And we were to take a list of items and pick things from there to make an accordion or any sort of literal version of that we wanted to. I ended up I started a third one, but this is one of those projects that just grew a life of its own and got away from me, and I kept feeling like it wasn't done yet, and it wasn't done yet. So I had started a second one, a smaller one, which I will also do a little flip through. But there's a lot of symbolism here, so I'm going to let you read it any way you want. I'll point out its features, and you can get your own meaning from it, because it definitely turned into an art project with tons of symbolism. Now, one of the things I used is this mica tile. And this, actually, it's hard to believe it's natural. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. It's got all these marks on it. Some of it's really clear. It comes in different colors. And you can split it. Here, it's starting to split right there. So thin, it's like glass. And it's a natural substance found, you know. I'd like to do another project with these, but this was the first time I worked with it, and I ended up ordering more because I have some ideas that we might do in the group. And you can find me on Facebook at Happy Paper People, but also on my own page and in various other groups like PM Artist Studio. If you'd like to see more of my work, I'm on Instagram at Texturejunkies, and you're here right now for this hop on my YouTube channel, Texturejunkies. So I'm really glad to have you here. So back to this project that created its own personality over time. I wanted to have sort of a church shape, sort of it doesn't have a steeple, but it's got that sort of Gothic arch that I was after. And I ended up, even just yesterday, putting a little doorknob on it, and then this morning it got a little key and it's on a plate. So I wanted to share how I made my hinges. All of my hinges, and this is the best part about it, it rips so nice. It's really thin cotton fabric that ooh. I love it. So it's really thin cotton fabric that I gave a coat of matte medium or gel medium to, so that I could run it through my die cutting machine. And I ended up making quite a lot of it because I loved it so much, and I loved playing with it. But then while the paint was still wet on it, when I put the gesso down, I threw some embossing powder on it. And because the paint was wet, it stuck to it and heated it up. So that's how I made all of my little goodies in here. And it was a fun thing to do. And you can die cut this, as you see here, through my die cutting machine. You could probably put it on your Cricut too. That would be fun. I made all of these pieces out of resin, and then I painted them the way I wanted them. Symbolic of I'm not going to give you what you should be feeling about this. I'm going to let you decide on your own, just like any piece of art. There's a lot of cracks, and I used alcohol ink, crackle paste. I just love the way it turned out. And incidentally, all of this is made out of recycled pizza boxes. The lids, not the part with the food. It just seems like a whole lot of cardboard that was a perfect free substrate to start with. So this was decoupaged with plain paper, and then I did all the crackle paste and the gold and the alcohol ink. So let's open it up and see what's inside. So this is that mica tile. I did stamp on it, but it shows all of the little cracks, you know, on the marks on the stone. I just thought that was really cool. And I thought it was a cat hair, but it's just a line in the mica tile. There's all these little fractures here that I chose to use. And let's open it up. So it only has 3 sections, which is, you know, accordion. I used a lot of gold tissue paper that I kind of cut out and decoupaged on, and then there was a portion of it that I put on some cardstock so it would lift it up. Here I used the end of a paintbrush a lot to make dots, but I found I had one of these pencils. It's actually a Derwent drawing pencil, which I did not even know that. But I thought I could make these shapes, which I love the way it came out with some yellow ochre. And here also crackle paste, alcohol ink, lot of texture here, lot of good yummy stuff. There's I forget what these hearts are called, that Catholic heart with the flames, but that was what that was symbolic of. And then here I used a little piece of metal. I just got these and I painted it. I was playing with it. I needed metal to go with a magnet because it magnets shut. So that was what I used for that right there. There's another one of these pieces of resin that I painted. And this was all splat pages to begin with. Did a bit of stenciling on there and added some actual gold leaf where it was a little bit sticky after spraying. This is, you'll notice, too thick, so I could sandwich that piece of mica tile in there. And that also creates this frame here. I've got stone statues. They're reliefs, I think, from a photo on the inside of a church, or maybe it was the outside, but they're holding it up. So this was very much on the backs of men, and that's all I want to share about that. There's some stenciling going on here. There's another piece of this for a hinge. Here I cut out with dies. And let's go to the next page and close it. Got another magnet in here. And here I made some pockets. And I made pockets only so I could put the name of the art piece on there, and it was on the backs of men. Did a bit of decoupaging. I have another one of those reliefs. Some little pockets I rusted and used gold on. Sorry if you can hear my dog. There's another one, and it's from the same building. It's a ceiling in a church. I should have looked to see which one, but it's angels and little angels and some gold leaf. And I did add the name of the artist where I dissected Mary from here. And it was Giovanni Bellini, and I actually cut her out of another very large painting. It's from the 1460s, and then I put her on a different back. I've got some texture paste here through a stencil that I made pre-mixed rusty, and I used the little pieces that came out of here all over this project, like little sutures, and they're just bits of bling here and there. I only have the washers because I needed something metal for the magnet to hold it closed. But I really love the way this came out. Every piece is sandwiched with 2 to give it depth and to make it more of a tunnel, more of a frame. And I used splat pages and decoupaged some old scrappy book pages, and then did a bit of painting. Here And you notice each one is different, like the pages of an art journal might be. You know, every page has a different look. And I still stayed in this color family, using the same materials, but using them in different ways. So they all have a different sort of appearance. So this is, once again, crackle paste, alcohol ink, gold. I had a little secret weapon here for some of this gold. I decided to play with, like I do my nails anymore. I have these really fine, long brushes on, and it's to do nail art. But it actually created, I did some sort of branches in here all over it. They don't completely stand out, but I know they're there and I can see them at an angle. And I thought that was really fun. I've got these little rusty pockets, are made with wallpaper that I used stencil paste on, and then rust paste when it was dry, and then I went over it with a little gold. Also very symbolic of a few little things that you can come up with on your own. And here's the back of my church. And here's where I used a die. And you'll notice I used several of the pieces from the inside here. I built that up. It's dark when you look in a window. I gave it that darkness. I used that tissue paper once again to decoupage on. Sprays were added here to give it more of a red rusty feel, because once again I wanted each page to be slightly different using the same sort of materials. And you'll see all the little cracks in there. I love this, but I did not intend for it to come out like an art piece that I'm gonna have to stick on my mantle. If I open it all the way up, I could, and I could have it up like this, but I don't think I will. I think I'll end up sticking it, oh, look at that. Look at that tunnel. I think I'll end up sticking it on a tripod, so it kind of leans back, and anybody that wants to open it up, they can. I'm just thrilled with the outcome, and I know that it's hard to see on video, so what I'll do is take loads of close-ups so you can see all these beautiful little moments in here with the cracks and the gold and the rust, and I love it. I will be doing, I'm going to put this off to the side, I will be doing another short video on this one, and when I get the third one done, then I'll end up with 3 accordions, but the third one has a surprise. And that is where I played with the shape some more. You can use any shape you want to make an accordion, as long as you have, you know, hinges, have a place where it lines up. Even a heart would make a circle if you hinged the flat areas. So please join me on Instagram, where you're going to get to see lots and lots and lots of these photos of these projects. And I really, really appreciate all your time today, and I hope you get to join the hop and click the video at the end of this that pops up for the next video in line. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a magical day. Bye.